thought I'd show you some useful items that you can, that'll help you out with your fly fishing, and also in some cases save you some money. Okay, well, for instance, you need some line clippers. You don't have to have an expensive pair of line clippers, and besides that, they get dull sometimes when you're in a hurry and you pinch the metal on the hook. So this is what I use. Now, you don't want to be reaching into your pocket or something all the time to get it, you know. So I have, it's a key retriever. These are inexpensive. The best place I know to find things like this is at a locksmith place. They always have a lot of keys and a lot of things that relate to keys, especially like key retrievers. I've attached this with a little snap. It's handy to have one of these. You squeeze this like stuff some water up in this and put it in a fish's mouth. Squirt some water in there and then release, and it sucks out the bugs that he just ate. You know, it's in his throat. If you know what he ate, you know exactly what kind of fly might work. It's nice to have pliers, you know, to pinch a split shot and things like that. I like them with the little curved points like that, because you can get a hold of the shot easy that way. Are these expensive? No. Just go find you a pair. Now when you're fishing, you need leader, you know, and got a hole in it there. What are you going to do with it? Just have it loose in your pocket? You could, but you can have a thing like this to put it on. You can see this thing. If you're an archer, you can see. Well, what this is little pieces of arrow shaft that have been cut off when they straightened one, and it's got a bungee cord inside it. It's a great thing. You put your spool on that. Clip this on. You can hang it on you know, somewhere. You put several on here. Interesting thing. Because it's handy to have something a hook remover of some sort. This one, little inexpensive hemostat. This has, if you look, this has serrated jaws. I like them better if they have smooth, flat jaws. It doesn't damage the fly or the hook when you pull it out of the fish. Now you can get these. They use these kind of things in the hospitals all the time, and the world is full of different kinds of these. Well, something that I find very handy for fly tying is a magnet. You wonder, well, what's so handy about that? Well, if you drop a fly or something down somewhere that's hard to get to, you can get down and this will bring it out. But the most useful thing is if you have a bunch of hooks, and you drop them. Of course, these are in my hand, but there you go. Well, that's no big deal. But what if you have a whole bunch of little bitty ones? You drop I've done it before. I've dropped a box of hooks, and you drop them. I've got a bowl underneath here, but you drop them. They're scattered all over. You're gonna pick them up one at a time. Now, if you got the magnet, There they are. And you can take them, you can pull them off en masse and put them back in your fly box. Also, after a while, they'll become magnetized. You want to store your magnet, of course, be sure you store your magnet like this. Now, there's other kinds of magnets, you know. It's a handy thing to have when you're dealing with a lot of little small pieces of metal. Well, here's an example of another way that you can save some money. And in this particular case, I like this is the best attachment that I've ever had. You can see I've put a little piece of cord here and tied onto this end of my landing net. Then I bought this thing here. I bought it at a locksmith, and it's easy on and off. I can reach behind me and pinch this, and it'll come off. They say, well, that's not very secure. Well, I was walking through the woods, and you know how it is if your net catches behind you with a stretchy cord, you know, it comes back and nails you. Well, this way, I hooked up with a branch or something, and it stopped me, but it didn't come apart. But I'll tell you what, this O-ring, instead of being round, was oval. This is strong and it's dependable. Well, I showed you my net connector, and let me show you how you just connect the split ring to the back of most fishing vests or so forth have some kind of a loop or whatever, so you open the split ring and you put it on there, and then all you have to do is that. And it's a quick release. You can reach back and just pinch that. You just feel that. I feel sorry for those guys that have these $15 and $20 releases, you know, because this thing works really good and it's cheap. If you have a nail knot that you've connected your fly line to your leader and you want to make it secure and smooth so it goes through your guides, you can squeeze some gel from this material, from this product on it, and then expose it to sunlight or ultraviolet light from a little flashlight thing, and it'll get very hard and it'll be clear and smooth and it'll go through the guides. It's also be good for knots on big hooks if you were like saltwater fishing or bass fishing.